Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my site softer?
Can I make my site firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. Enjoy personalized comfort for better sleep night after night. And now, max out your savings. The more you buy, the more you save on beds, bases, and more. Plus, get free home delivery on any smart bed with base. Limited time. Check it out at a Sleep Number store near you or at sleepnumber.com today.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever think about switching insurance companies to see if you could save some cash? Progressive makes it easy to see if you could save when you bundle your home and auto policies. Try it at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states.
If I say the word uni, though, what's the first thing that comes to mind for you, Vic?
Nothing.
Nothing.
No. I have very, very little memory of my time at university, Hamish. Nothing, really. The only thing I gained was a BA honours in being a total fuck-up. I think I'll tell you a bit more about that later.
Yeah, good. Please do.
Yeah. So, Alan, when you think about going to university, what do you think of?
Scabs.
Scabs? What do you mean?
Sausage, chips and beans in a canteen.
Scabs. Funnily enough, Alan and I went to the same uni for a while. We weren't mates, but he was doing a sound recording degree and I was studying film at Northbrook College near Worthing. Hey, hello to my Northbrook College mates. But before that, I had a disastrous period at Luton University. In fact, it was only 4 months in which I was probably a drug-addled mess, Hamish.
Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't a good time. I just annoyed my flatmates. I was up all night. I had decks set up in the kitchen. I had a fog machine and a laser set up like in between the toaster and the kettle.
What?
Yeah, and they were all in bed studying, and I just used to think, oh, what boring fucks. I'm just going to stay up all night having a rave in the kitchen with friends from home who used to like sleep in the hallway. I was just that annoying flatmate who drank all the labelled milk and everybody else's food. They used to have to turn the electricity off in the whole apartment to get me to shut up. And then I'd be like, oh, God, what's wrong with you all? University's for having fun, not for going to bed. I just was of a completely different attitude to the rest of my flatmates. I remember the reason why, because my parents, when I filled in the form, it said, are you a smoker or a non-smoker? And my dad was looking over my shoulder, so I wrote non-smoker. So I ended up being in a halls of residence with loads of non-smokers, which at the time was annoying because I wanted to be with the smokers because I was a smoker, of course. Yeah. And so I think that led me to be in a halls of residence with loads of boring people, including my now husband.
He was in the same halls of residence?
Yeah, he was the room down from mine, yeah.
Does he have any memories of your kitchen parties?
He doesn't have a lot of memories. All I know that was John and I used to hang around near the onion frying machine at about 3 o'clock in the morning. Right. He was always drunk. I was always on drugs. So he was kind of passed out in his own vomit while I was kind of wide awake on ease.
So riveting conversation.
Yeah, so we never used to really pass each other. And if we did, I don't think we could really remember. There is a photo of us having a cuddle. We never snogged or anything at uni. We were just mates, but we were very, very different. And he was a non-smoker, so I was like, oh, he's boring. Yeah, so it's terrible. I was just an awful person at university. I was a nightmare. I never went to any lectures. I wasn't known for timekeeping, academia, dependability, or any of those things, Hamish. All I was good for was a well-skinned up spliff and directions to the Exodus illegal raves.
Nice.
Yeah.
That story reminded me of a mate of mine. It was his first day at uni. He was in halls of residence as well. So the halls had a communal kitchen. And he went into the kitchen first day. I need to make new friends. And there was a guy there cooking on the frying pan. Hello, mate. Oh, hi. He goes, what are you cooking? And the guy just goes, ketamine. Oh.
Funny you say that, actually. All our knives, I remember, used to have like a burnt edge on them because we used to do this thing called hot knives, which was when you like heated up hashish on a knife and inhaled the smoke from it. Don't do that, like anybody listening. I was mental and I had mental health issues because of my behaviour at university. We are never ever saying any of these things are good. We are saying these are our experiences that have led us to have to be sober, which of course is brilliant, but they are not good things to be doing,
not
especially at uni.
In to a sobriety podcast to hear ways to smoke hashish off a knife.
Yeah. Although I do have some good ways if anyone wants to write to me.
There's another podcast. We'll do a separate podcast.
Yeah.
So yeah, I want my plan for this episode was that we will record it in bed in our pajamas, like surrounded by cold pizza. That was basically how I spent 90% of my uni.
With Countdown, did you watch Countdown at uni?
No.
I used to lie in bed watching Countdown. That was my favourite.
So yeah, we couldn't reinvent that. We are in a bedroom, but it is a children's bedroom.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess we're halfway there.
Halfway there, yeah. I suppose, Hamish, what was meant to be the best years of our lives, for me anyway, it was mostly spent getting off my nut and doing really very little.
Yeah, sounds about right.
The best thing about this podcast is...
Getting to hang out with me.
No.
Time away from the kids.
Sort of.
Honing your pun writing skills.
Definitely, but also the amazing messages and emails we receive from you lot.
Without trying to be false modest, it does actually blow our minds that the two of us chatting rubbish in a child's bedroom can reach so many lives.
We put a lot of time and effort into making this a fun and supportive podcast, and it means the world to us when it reaches the ears of people that need help.
One such email that we received recently inspired me to write today's episode. This email came from a British man in his 20s who comes from Newcastle, which is where I was at uni. Without wanting to indulge too much about what he said, it gave me hope that the younger generation are strong enough to give up alcohol in the face of adversity.
Neither of us even knew that it was possible when we were that age to give up drinking. Although we have touched upon stupid things we got up to at uni and talked a little bit about sports initiations during these years, we have not, until today, focused an episode entirely on university.
Let me preface this episode by saying that we are speaking from a very privileged position. We both went to university, which is a situation that just over half of people in the UK are able to do, and just over 60% in the US.
Yeah, in my day, Hamish, most people went, I think, because it was free back then.
Yeah, see, I went the last year that it was $3,000. So the year after I joined, it went from $3,000 to $9,000.
Yeah, it went up, didn't it?
trebled,
Yeah, you have to pay now in England, I know.
Is it? Yeah, is it still that much?
Yeah, I think it's a lot. It's quite a
more.
lot to go to uni. You actually end up going to uni, getting pissed, and ending up massively in debt.
Yeah.
So that would be another reason to turn to alcohol after university, is because you've pissed it all up the wall,
sure.
all this money, not learned anything, probably not got a degree, and then you come out in a dire financial situation.
But I wonder if it now actually being expensive makes people reassess. Like you said, it was free when you went, so everyone went.
Yeah, maybe I didn't care as much because no one was paying.
Yeah.
So I just it doesn't matter.
So yeah, I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing.
Yeah,
it's obviously
interesting.
bad that it's not easy for everyone to do anymore.
No.
But there's definitely stories like yours when people just waste it,
Yeah, totally wasted it. I agree with you.
The reason that this is such an important phase of life to focus on with regards to drinking is that whereas the school years are when we are first introduced to booze and might even start establishing some drinking habits, university is when these habits can turn into a problem.
Are you ready for some college drinking stats in America, Hamish?
You know how to get me going.
Yeah, roughly 20% of college students meet the criteria for having an alcohol use disorder.
20%.
20%. Close to 60% of college students between the ages of 18 and 22 admit to drinking in the past month. Of those, nearly 2 in every 3 engaged in binge drinking. A little less than 2,000 college students ranging from 18 to 24 years old die from unintentional alcohol-related injuries each year. There were 2 people at uni when I was there and in Brighton that died from alcohol-related issues. Acquaintances of mine that I knew. One guy fell off a wall after a night out and hit his head and died, and another girl I know fell down some stairs and passed away. So there you go. There's just 2 people that I know, and I think if alcohol hadn't been in play in those situations, that wouldn't have happened. These people would have gone on and led amazing lives. It's the impact of alcohol at this age is massive, and also, I think we should say here how it affects people's behaviour in some of these colleges and some of these universities in the world is that people put themselves at risk and people take advantage of that, which is a huge issue when alcohol is in play as well.
Yeah. So let's begin by looking at why we drink so much at university before sharing a few stories of our own. So Vic, why did you drink to excess at uni?
I think there was a lot of pressure on me at that time. And at 18, there's a lot of choices to be made, Hamish, isn't there?
Yep.
I didn't know what I wanted out of life, so therefore it was easier to drink away the choices rather than deal with them. I'm sure my parents would have wanted me to go to university and go, right, I was doing a degree in marketing. I'd got through clearing, which means I'd failed all my A-levels and I just wanted to leave home. So I was just desperate to get out of the home because I hated my parents at that stage. We just weren't getting on. So that was the point that I chose to leave, not because I wanted to educate myself, but because I wanted to leave home. And there within lies the problem, doesn't it? Because I wasn't doing it to get a better education or to get a career. I was doing it just because I wanted to live somewhere else. So that was my first issue. Also the societal pressures, my need to make friends, be fun, enjoy the best years of my life, as it were. It just was an easy way to cover up any insecurities that I had and just be that fun person.
Yeah.
There was no thought about education for me.
I think for me, a lot of it comes down to boredom, right? I mean, I literally chose modules. I did English literature and I chose modules that had the least lectures.
Yep.
So I probably did 80 to 85% of my entire degree lying in bed, either reading the book or writing the essay, which was insane. And because of that lack of workload and the fact that university halls are bloody grim and actually
grim,
university homes are equally awful.
Yeah.
So it's much nicer being out at a bar or a nightclub than having a night in.
True.
So to give you an idea, my bedroom in my last year at uni was the downstairs one. It was underneath the bathroom. For the entire year, if anyone had a shower in one of the 2 showers in our house, we had 6 guys living in it, water would run down my wall and into the radiator.
Yeah.
I called like our handyman, the landlady, every week, and nothing ever happened. I just had a shower on the inside of my bedroom every day for a year.
Isn't it funny how in those days, and that's not long ago for you really,
No.
what is that, not
That
even
was-
15 years ago?
Yeah, no.
Isn't that weird? Like we were just accepting that if you're a student, you live in a shithole.
Yeah.
And it could be mould growing on the ceiling, rat droppings everywhere. Here it would be cockroaches. I remember some of the dives I lived in when I was a backpacker here. It's just disgusting. No one does any washing up. There's ashtrays all over the floor.
Yeah.
You just live in total squalor. It's like being in a squat, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know why. We're just all off our heads all the time. No one can be asked because everyone's hungover.
Yeah,
no
well,
one
that's
wants to
it.
clear up. And landlords were shit as well, weren't they?
Yeah.
It was like the young ones, wasn't it? All over again. You're probably too old. You're
No,
probably
I
too
don't know
young
the
for the
young
young
ones.
ones. Okay, yeah. People listening will know what the young ones is. It's like an 80s show about with Adrian Edmondson about being a student in London, and it was just them just living in this horrible house and horrible people and just them doing nothing all day every day, which is basically what we did.
Well, I remember thinking, what's the point clearing up? We're only 2 days away all the time from another house party at ours.
Yeah,
So
that's true.
What's the point?
And you always had that one flatmate who was the tidy one, who'd just sort of be up early in the morning, sort of huffing and puffing in the kitchen, cleaning up after you. And you'd just be looking at them going, God, stop doing that. It's just going to be messy again in an hour.
That was me. That was me. I can remember coming down to go to a lecture in the morning quite often, and the night before party's still going on. I'd come into the living room and be like, fuck off, mate. You look fresh-faced.
Yeah.
It's 7 a.m. We're still partying. I'd be offering everyone a cup of tea and a coffee, piss off. Get out. You're making us feel bad about our lives.
No game Haim at his best.
Yeah.
Dear, oh dear. And for me, it was my first taste of freedom. I hadn't been getting on with my parents at that stage. I remember I'd driven my Morris Minor to university, and it was I remember driving towards, up the M4, up the, what is it? It's the M1, isn't it, that goes up to Luton, I think. And just thinking, this is it, I'm free, I'm moving out of home. And that feeling was amazing. And all I wanted to do with it was to carry on forever. Because there were no rules anymore. And for me, that was the best rebellion ever. And of course, it meant I could drink whenever I wanted to.
Yeah. I also think we're in this wasteful mindset because the money that we're spending often is borrowed or lent. Right? Either you're borrowing from university or a bank or a parent. And because you haven't earned it, you're in a wasteful...
Take control of the numbers and supercharge your small business with Xero. That's Xero. With our easy-to-use accounting software with automation and reporting features, you'll spend less time on manual tasks and more time understanding how your business is doing. 87% of surveyed U.S. customers agree Xero helps improve financial visibility. Search Xero with an X or visit Xero.com/Acast. to start your 30-day free trial. Conditions apply.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever think about switching insurance companies to see if you could save some cash? Progressive makes it easy to see if you could save when you bundle your home and auto policies. Try it at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary, not available in all states.
Like a wasteful frame of mind.
Yeah.
The only way that I can conceptualise this is if you walk past 20 quid on the floor,
Yeah.
you pick it up, like, let's spend it. You spend it immediately on anything.
Yeah.
And I actually think that's what winning the lottery would be like, is you get a massive amount of money, you didn't earn it, there's no value to it, so you just blow it.
Yeah.
And that's why, we went out every day.
Yeah.
You didn't earn the money, you didn't put the graft in.
No.
Piss, whatever, I'll repay it when I'm old and I'm earning money.
Yeah, it was like that I'll sleep when I'm dead sort of feeling, wasn't it? Yeah. You just get on with it. It's someone else's money. I'm spending free money here.
Yeah.
What was that money for? You got student loans. What was that money supposed to be spent on food? We just used to buy rice and pasta, a bit of cheese, eat once a day, and then spend the rest on going out to pound a pub, pound a pint Irish pubs.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good. It was good times.
It was good times, yeah.
I was covered in vomit for most of it, but it was good times. Universities are constructed to encourage drinking, I think, Hamish. Cheap drinks, as we said, those Irish pubs, sporting team traditions, which we talked about before. A night out every night. There was always something going on.
Yeah.
Do you remember Freshers' Week? You'd turn up and it would just be like this week long of party. I couldn't believe it. It was like my idea of heaven.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like, Monday night is this night.
70s night.
Yeah. Every
Brilliant.
night.
Yeah. The best.
Brilliant. You're selling universities
Well,
here, right?
I'm just putting myself back into that time, like how I loved it.
Yeah.
It was just because it was just purely drinking time. I didn't have to do anything. I'd just stay in bed all day. There was no one there to tell me to get up, no one to tell me off. I could do whatever I wanted for the first time. There was no authority.
Well, that's it. I think we were too young to make smart choices.
Yeah.
That's an excuse,
Yeah.
actually. We were too young to make smart choices, but that's not an excuse for not making smart choices, if that makes sense.
I wasn't capable of making smart choices, Hamish, because my brain was so pickled from alcohol. I wasn't capable of learning anything. I was unmotivated and lazy, too busy drinking and trying to be cool. I wonder if we'd have gotten on at university.
I don't know.
Not if you were the one cleaning the ashtrays out at 7 o'clock in the morning.
I don't know if we would have done. I think I've only know the sober you, so I think when you tell these stories, I'm intrigued and afraid in equal measure. So I reckon we would have been great mates at uni. We'd have had some wild nights out, and then I reckon I'd have finished uni and be like, right, now the serious part of my life needs to start. Obviously, friends like Vic have to hit the wayside. She's going to drag me down, and I'm being grown up now.
That's probably why I don't see many of my old uni mates anymore. They probably thought, God, got to run away from her. I think I would probably have avoided me too. I don't blame you, Hamish.
Sorry.
Shall we share a little bit about our own time at university?
Yes.
Well, as you can tell, mine was very short and sweet. I was the pound a pint girl.
How short?
4 months.
Yes, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, 4 months, the Luton legend. My parents actually dropped me off. I have mentioned this on the podcast before because it is relevant. And there is a chapter in my book about it. My parents dropped me off at university with a crate of beer. And I put a sign on my door that said free beer here. And that
Luton
was
legend.
the Luton legend, yeah. So I set myself up from the first day to have a reputation, to go, look, here I am, this is where the party's at. You don't need to come here if you're going to be educating yourself. I've got free beer. Let's get this party off. Let's get this party started.
Yeah, yeah.
And looking back now, I do think that is a bit of a sad story. I was too busy trying to get people to like me. That's what that was about. Like saying, come here, look at me, I'm fun. Whereas I should have gone, look at me, look, let's read a book together or something. But I just wasn't on my card.
Free
wasn't on the
books.
card. Yeah, free
Imagine
books.
that.
Yeah, imagine all the swotty nerds that would turn. You would have
I've
been
got
there.
all the Harry Potters and all the Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. Hello, I'm Hamish. Oh, I heard you're reading books in here. Can I join your club? True.
Free board games.
Yeah, Sudoku Club. I was definitely too busy wanting people like me, as I said. Education was not on my mind. I stayed there 4 months. My story is very sad, Hamish, because I left the day after. A girl came up to me and said, hi, you're Vicky. You're the one that takes loads of drugs and is off her tits all the time.
Whoa.
It was somebody that I'd never met, came up to me at a nightclub. I'd just snorted a line of coke off a deck.
Sure.
And I had granules dripping out of my nose, and this girl that I'd never met basically told me I had a reputation there. And I didn't know. I thought everyone just thought I was funny and cool. I never, ever, never had someone pulled me up on my partying until that point. That was the first time in my life somebody said, what you're doing is not okay, in some sort of subliminal way. And it shook me to the core, so much so that I went home and I packed my bags and I left the next day. Wow. But actually what I did do is pack my problems into the car and drive them down the M4 and carry on partying in a different location.
So when you left uni, you still lived out of home? You just moved somewhere else?
I moved home, I had massive arguments with my
home.
parents, and then I ran away to Brighton.
Yeah.
Which is where my behaviour actually became worse. Because I didn't have any help. I didn't know what I was doing was wrong. I could see that somebody else thought it was wrong, but of course I didn't know how to stop.
Yeah.
I needed some sort of intervention because I was really spiralling out of control at that time in my life. And there wasn't anyone. I ran away from the person that told me I had a problem.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't face it at that stage. So I ended up in Brighton, which I loved. You know, my drug taking spiraled out of control. I was taking drugs every weekend and my drinking got worse. I was working in pubs down there. Eventually I went back to uni. I studied a script writing course where Alan went, and a film course. But I was indulging too hard at that time. You know, I was going to see Fatboy Slim. You know, I got arrested. My panic set in. And my body started to rebel against what I was doing, which eventually led to me moving home.
Did you finish uni the second time?
I did. I got an HND in film and script writing.
So I guess in that in-between stage when your drinking went up, you're probably labelling yourself as like, I couldn't even finish uni, which is a piss up.
Yeah.
And then that would... You know, that kind of negative self-talk probably escalates drinks and drugs, right?
Yeah, and also felt like I was letting everybody down all the time. Like coming home and saying to my parents, right, I've left university, even though it's been this huge thing. Off she goes, drop her off, we're very proud. And then I had to drive home and say, it's not for me. And then the behaviour got worse and I ended up leaving home, not talking to my parents for probably more than a year or two. And then getting worse because of the guilt I felt over that and not knowing that what I was doing was wrong. And of course, that led to me being mentally unwell. So my time in Brighton was, when I look back, I go, yeah, I had fun and there were the best times of my years. But eventually that led to me being so mentally ill that I had to move home for a year and see a doctor because I had severe anxiety. So my university days led to me having mental health issues, actually, Hamish, which is quite serious. And I'm sure it happens to a lot of people.
For sure.
I wonder if I'm alone in this. I don't think I am. I went off the rails at this crucial time of my life, the time of my life when I should have been educating myself and learning and finding out what I was and what I should do with my life. I spent destroying myself.
Well, I think that's the pressure. I think, you know, your university years are, in inverted commas, the best days of your life. Everyone keeps telling you that. Oh my God, you're so carefree. You haven't got a job and you're old enough to live out of home and it's the best time ever. And I think for lots of people it is, but for probably the same amount of people have got stories like yours where it leads to issues of drink, it leads to mental health problems. It's like a highly anxious... Because school is comfortable for a lot of people. It's a small classroom of people you've known for a long time. You can be a big fish in a small pond. Yeah. And uni is like... all of your skills of being social and making friends put to a test. Like suddenly you're no one in a city rather than a school. Yeah, you got to prove yourself in that situation. Yeah, and the only way I knew how to prove myself was by drinking and taking drugs. And being loud. Here I am. Be friends with me. I'm cool. Yeah, and I'd had that heartbreak with my two best friends recently, like since between 16 and 18. I had felt a sense of heartbreak with mates. So, of course, the only thing I wanted to do was make new mates. And I didn't know another way of doing it. Yeah. What about you? Okay, so for me, uni was fueled by cheap drinks, like many of us. At Newcastle, it was Trebles bars, which I've spoken about.
Oh, yes, the Trebles bar.
Trebles bars. So if you
shots.
haven't heard us talking about that, it is Trebles bars would sell you 3 treble vodka Red Bulls, not Red Bull, obviously, cheap alternative, for £4. So you get 9 shots for £4. That is bonkers. That should be illegal. That is out of control. Well, they did put it up to £5 during my time there, and there were riots. People were upset about that. And these Trebles bars were opposite a club we used to go to where the Jaeger bombs were £1. So you'd have had 10 shots before you were in a nightclub, basically. And I never remember, my whole time there, I can never remember the walk from the Trebles bar to the club. It was probably a 5-minute walk. Literally, I've never remembered it.
I'm not surprised.
No.
Wow.
And then Case cider. Have I spoken to you about Case cider?
Yes, I think so.
Case
Strong cider.
often, sadly, is what if you walk past somebody homeless in the UK, it's often Case cider they're drinking. It's about 9% strength. It's very cheap. It's in a black can with a red K on it. And there are literally videos on YouTube of people who've locked themselves in a room and drunk like 6 of them and then just filmed them going off their nut.
It's not good.
Case cider, yes. Vicious stuff. I've not had one since uni, which is
Probably a good
massive
idea.
relief.
Is it still available, is it?
Yeah, in England, yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
right.
Yeah, not here. And so, that was like the fuel. So that was what I was drinking. And then add that to boredom. Okay, so uni, there's not a lot to do. I played a lot of FIFA. You watched a lot of Countdown. I remember a couple of examples of this. We were so bored. We were like, we should go to Edinburgh. Like, mate, people go to uni in Edinburgh. It's probably a cool town. We drove to Edinburgh. Talk about making no plans. We drove to Edinburgh, which is from Newcastle, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 hours, I'm not sure. Then we got there and we're like, we've got nowhere to stay. So we looked at a hostel. The hostel was too expensive. So drove back to Newcastle.
God,
I don't think we even got out of the car. Just drove there and drove back. There was one point in my first year at uni where I didn't go outside for 12 days.
Why?
So our uni hall, it was snowing, it was like January.
Right.
Thick snow in Newcastle. Our university halls would give us lunch.
Right.
So was it breakfast? No, just lunch. So, and there was one way that I could walk to the sort of cafeteria of my bedroom without going outside. So I did the long walk round in 12 days, snowing every day. First, let's establish this. In England, the first year at uni doesn't count towards your degree. You need to get 40% just to get through, and then your second and third year are what count towards your degree. Your third year often counts for twice as much as your second year. So your first year is literally a joke. Get 40%. Which is a wild way for it to be set up.
It is wild.
Yes, you're not going to any lectures. For me, it was snowing, so why would I go outside? So 12 days I didn't go outside.
But that 40%, it's like saying, don't worry, this year you can get wasted.
Yeah.
That is absolutely fine.
Yeah.
Just carry on, do what you want to do. This doesn't matter. I mean, there must be so much money going down the drain and brain cells going in that
wild,
first
isn't it?
year.
And
Like, what's the
particularly,
point?
you're just coming off a gap year, most of you, which has already been a year of not doing a lot.
Yeah.
Like I worked a job for 6 months, then travelled for 6 months. Like you're already in this mindset of not doing a lot, and then you just cruise through first. Why would you try in your first year?
But why don't they just shove that year into another year? So
Yeah.
you just go to uni for 2 years
Yeah.
rather than just like having this big wasteful year where in fact you probably get a bit of a booze problem.
Yeah, for sure.
So you create the booze problem in the first year. The second year you might get a drug problem. Third year rehab.
Yeah, love it, isn't it? That's
Yeah,
the university.
That'd be a better setup.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever think about switching insurance companies to see if you could save some cash? Progressive makes it easy to see if you could save when you bundle your home and auto policies. Try it at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary, not available in all states. Skip the gym, not the workout. With Hydro, you get a full-body workout in just 20 minutes, hitting 86% of your muscles in one smooth, low-impact motion. And now there's the new Hydro Arc, Hydro's most advanced rower yet. Arc introduces Hydrometrics, tracking your power, endurance, and precision every time you row, so you can actually see your progress. Go to Hydro.com and use code ROW to get $100 off any Hydro rower, including Arc. That's HYDROW.com, code ROW.
How many times have you wished you could be in two places at once? With Wix, you practically can. Wix's website builder is packed with powerful AI tools to make running your business online easier. Build a full site just by talking with AI. Get an AI agent to manage your sales and marketing. Or work like a 10-person team, even if it's just you. So you don't need superpowers to get everything done. You just need Wix. Try it out for yourself at Wix.com.
So, as you probably know, my comedy memoir, 1,000 Wasted Sundays, is officially out. All my magnificent fuck-uppery in one awkward hit. If you'd like to get your hands on a copy, it's now available from all good bookstores.
We always say all good bookstores, don't we?
Yeah.
Are there bad bookstores?
No, it's probably ones with moody sellers.
Oh, yeah, really
Yeah.
depressed librarian folk.
Yes,
Okay,
yeah.
good.
So there are probably some, but we're only storing it in the good ones.
It's only made it into the goodies.
You can also get it from all good online retailers. The print version and ebook are out now, and the audiobook will be available in March. I've been writing my memoir for 5 years. It will make you laugh, cry and cringe, and hopefully inspire a few people to reconsider their relationship with booze. If you love the podcast, then I think you'll love the book, even if I do say so myself. Hamish has read it. What did you think?
I feel like I know a little bit too much about you now, to be honest, Vic. Look, I really loved it. It was hilarious and surprisingly moving, but I feel like I've seen you naked in a literary sense.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's worrying.
Yeah. From an emotional point of view, seriously, it wobbled my teeny weeny wooden heart, Vic.
Okay.
My teeny little wooden heart.
Well, his wooden heart is broken. Anyway, so if you do manage to get your filthy mitts on a copy, please do me a favour and head to goodreads.com and give me a review. Doing that will help me get it out there to those that need a bit of sober support. So there you have it. My story, unwanted warts and all. Come and get awkward with me.
Not to be too demanding or anything, but seriously, go and buy it
Yeah,
now.
go and buy it. Go and buy it right now.
Yeah, don't just tell your friends, buy it, and then buy your friends one or two.
Yeah, don't give them a copy. Buy it, yeah.
And you know what? Don't be careful where you store it. If you lose it, you can always buy another 5.
Buy another one.
Yeah.